If I didn't invest in myself, I would have freaking probably committed suicide, like, or drunk myself to death. But it's all of the investment in myself. Things like recently, last few years, been releasing childhood trauma and all this other stuff, and really working on. Yeah, I actually learned from Garrett White. I used to be all about just investing in properties and things like that, which is a good thing, but he was the one that, he's like, dude, if you invest in yourself and you invest in your business, those are literally the only things that'll get you like tens of thousands % in return. So, you know, and over a certain amount of years. Even Alex Hormozy was talking about that. How do you say it? He said if he put all of the money that he made into like the top like stocks over a period of like the time that it was either the time that he started a business or whatever, that they like pale in comparison. Like they're like nothing. It's like a blip on the radar compared to what he makes. And the same thing goes with the meat. Like so I technically started my business in 2009, and let's just say it was 10 years, because it was really 10 years where it started like super exploding into what it is now. To go from, I was making $100, maybe $100 a month in 2009, 2010, to now,
$100 a month?
Yeah,
in your business?
in my business, because I was doing IT stuff. I was doing a whole bunch of things. I had no idea what I was doing. But to 2019, it's like what was I making in 2019? $800,000 a month, almost $1 million. So, 80,000% increase. And then to go from that to where I am now, that's a way, way, way bigger increase. We're Inc. 5000 fastest growing company for 2022. So, and there is a cutoff. If you know what that cutoff is, you can actually guesstimate how much I've made in the last 3 years from that. You have to make a certain amount of revenue to even be considered into the Inc. 5000. So to go from $100 a month to that status you can't find that in a mutual fund. You can't find that in a 401k. You can't find that in a stock. Literally, the only thing would be probably Bitcoin when it pumped from basically $1 to what it was at like $60,000. So that literally within the last 3 weeks, I had my Tesla get wrecked I had a cop, literally a police officer, run into my car making a left turn, not in like a high-speed chase or anything like that. Literally just made a left turn into my freaking Model S Tesla. Yeah, 2022, like top of the line, right under the plaid Tesla. And then the Tesla insurance is totally sucks. Horrid to work with. I had to deal with the state, the city of Fresno, to even get a claim for them to. I have the video and everything, but I still have to go through all this rigmarole, right? And then as that's happening, I had one of my investment properties. Apparently, the foundation's sinking, and so they recommended that I just destroy the property. I have all these other just like bills, like tens of thousands of dollars in bills, or not bills, but like things that I have to do. So I have two tenants leaving my properties. One, I had to pay $12,000 to renovate, and then $19,000 for another one to renovate. I had another one of my duplexes that cost me about $8,000 to renovate, to have another tenant in there. Somebody goes and scams the tenant saying that they are me, and and or scams a potential tenant. The family or whatever is living in there thinking that they're paying their landlord, but they're actually paying this other guy every month. And we finally we catch them, and they're like, oh crap, so they have to leave and find their, and all this stuff is happening, lots of stuff. If I didn't invest in myself, I would have freaking probably committed suicide, like, or drunk myself to death. But it's all of the investment in myself. Things like recently, last few years, been releasing childhood trauma and all this other stuff, and really working on me, and then working on family, and then working on community, and investing in all those things. So now it's just like the Jessie from High Fit. When I had that accident, she took Alizea, my daughter, to from the accident scene home. So then I was able to just handle it myself. That was a community thing. Like if that didn't exist, High Fit didn't exist, that wouldn't have benefited my daughter, who had her first car accident, right? And look how cool that is. Like, these are the things that when you invest in yourself, invest in your community, invest in your business, it reaps so many dividends that you can't get in any other type of investment. So and that investment in myself, had this been 2-3 years ago, I would have been flipping out. The whole time I was just like, it's just a car, it's whatever, could have been worse. And literally being that way. It's not just logically, that is, it was just whatever. Now I have an Escalade that I'm renting and driving up all OG, bumping my music.
You need a driver.
I know. Actually, I was looking to. I've already researched that, by the way.
I used to do that.
Really?
There was a millionaire in town. I worked for him in his business, and then I went to jail.
Yeah.
And then I got out and I needed work. And he's like, "Oh, you need work? I have a limo. I need a driver."
Dude, that is awesome. Yeah.
So I drove from here to Stockton every day.
Wow.
All the time. But,
dude, that is huge. Like, things like that. Like, look at that opportunity. Dude, like that, and you're networking with a high net worth individual, Yeah, I was looking for a driver, whether I'm going out on date night or something like that, or even driving me to, wherever that I need to be. That'd be killer.
what else you got?
I don't know.
Is there anything been on your mind besides? I know you're doing your own filming.
Yeah, that's just like supplementary. It's more of like, I like having a little bit of both. The cool thing about
I'm glad that you're doing it.
yeah, to me, this one gives authority because we're in an area like this. It's much more of an authoritative type thing in the sense of, like, when you see Bradley or you see Alex Hormozy or Garrett or whatever being interviewed by someone and they're looking off camera, then it has that look of authority. So I like that a lot. The other one is more of like you and me talking. Like, I want to talk to you and really bring about that. There's a guy that I've been listening to a lot too, younger guy. Younger than both of us, actually. So, but younger than you. A guy named Hamza. He's a pretty popular YouTuber, and he talks about talking to his younger self. And so every time he's talking, he feels like he's talking to his younger self and like mentoring.
Bodybuilder?
He's a bodybuilder, but he's kind of Indian guy. Yeah. Cool. Yeah, he has a really good thing on aesthetic bodybuilding and stuff like that.
He's also like into like the
Manosphere. Yeah, Manosphere. Yeah, exactly. Yep, exactly. And so the Jeffrey to Adonis transformation. He's always talking about Jeffrey, who's like the awkward social like beta, and then Adonis, who's the epitome of the alpha male, whatever. But yeah, he's always talking to the younger self, and that's what I want to do with those videos. Is like, where was I when I first started my business, or thinking of starting a business, and how could I have helped myself? Because then I'll know I'll help some other people who are like me.